Guys. Army. This community, what we just witnessed today is honestly insane. And I don't say that lightly. Because we've seen influence before, we've seen trends before, we've seen idols go viral before. But what happened with Jimin at the airport today? This wasn't just influence. This was domination. I mean, think about it for a second. A simple airport appearance. No stage, no performance, no big announcement. Just Jimin walking, casually, effortlessly, like it's just another day. And yet somehow, within hours, literally hours, items he wore started disappearing from the market. Sold out. Completely gone. Fans scrambling, refreshing pages, checking multiple stores, trying to get their hands on the same pieces. And the craziest part? Nobody expected it to hit this fast. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Because this wasn't just about one item. This wasn't just some random accessory going viral. We're talking about luxury brands. Global, established, already high-demand brands. One of them. Tiffany and Company. Yeah, that Tiffany and Company. The kind of brand that doesn't need extra promotion. The kind of brand that already sits at the top of the jewelry world. And yet, after Jimin wore their bracelet, suddenly it wasn't just luxury anymore. It became unreachable. And Army, let me ask you this. How many times have we seen celebrities wear expensive items, and nothing really happens? Maybe a small spike, maybe a few mentions, maybe a little buzz. But not this. Not instant sellout energy. Not global-level demand shift. That's the difference we're seeing right now. That's what people are calling the Jimin Effect. And honestly, it's getting stronger every time. But wait, don't click away, because this story goes deeper than just fans buying things. There's a reason behind this. There's something psychological, emotional, even cultural happening here, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's rewind to the moment itself. The airport. Cameras flashing. Fans watching. Media capturing every angle. And there he is, Jimin, walking with that calm, composed energy that only he has. Not trying too hard. Not overdressed. Just perfectly balanced. And somehow, that simplicity hits harder than anything flashy ever could. You notice the details slowly. The bracelet. The pendant. The subtle shine. The way everything just fits him. It doesn't feel like styling. It feels like identity. And that is where everything changes. Because when people see something that feels real, they connect to it differently. And that connection, it turns into action. Suddenly, it's not just, oh, that looks nice. It becomes, I want that. Not just because it's expensive. Not just because it's trending. But because it's him. Because it carries a piece of that presence, that aura, that quiet confidence that Jimin radiates without even trying. And before you know it, thousands of people are thinking the same thing at the same time. That's when the market shifts. That's when items disappear. That's when brands start realizing, this isn't normal consumer behavior anymore. And let's not forget, it wasn't only Tiffany and Company. Other pieces he wore, including items from Dior and Chrome Hearts, also saw a massive surge in attention. Searches spiked. Demand increased. Availability dropped. It was like a chain reaction. And you know what's crazy? Fans themselves were shocked. Like genuinely shocked. You could see the reactions everywhere. People saying, wait, it's already sold out? I just checked a minute ago. How is this even possible? That kind of reaction doesn't come from something ordinary. That comes from something explosive. Something unpredictable. And this is where we need to talk about something real for a second. Because this isn't just about fashion. This isn't just about jewelry. This is about influence at a level that most people don't fully understand. Jimin isn't just wearing products. He's transforming them. He's taking something that already exists and turning it into something people feel emotionally connected to. And that emotional connection, that's what drives everything. Not marketing. Not ads. Not campaigns. Just presence. And ARMY, you already know this. You've felt this before. Maybe not just with jewelry, maybe with music, with performances, with moments that stay with you longer than expected. That's what makes Jimin different. He doesn't force attention. Attention just follows him. And the more you think about it, the more you realize, this kind of influence can't be manufactured. It can't be copied. It can't be replicated by just trying harder. It comes from something deeper, something genuine. And that's exactly why it keeps working. Every single time. Now here's the question that's been building up. If this is what happens from a simple airport appearance, what happens next? Because let's be honest, we're not at the peak yet. Not even close. If a casual moment like this can shake the market, imagine what happens when Jimin steps onto a bigger stage again. Imagine the next campaign, the next release, the next era. This isn't slowing down. It's building up. And that's what makes this so exciting to watch. Because we're not just seeing influence. We're watching history being created in real time. And the best part, we're part of it. This community, ARMY, we're not just spectators. We're participants. We're the ones amplifying, sharing, reacting, supporting. We're the reason moments like this become global phenomena. And that connection between Jimin and his fans, that's the core of everything. It's not one-sided. It's not transactional. It's emotional. It's real. And that's why it hits differently. So yeah, the Jimin Effect isn't just a trend. It's a force. A real, measurable, undeniable force. And today was just another reminder of that. But something tells me, this is only the beginning of something even bigger. Now I want to hear from you, ARMY. Be honest. What was your first reaction when you saw his airport look? Which piece caught your attention the most? And don't lie. Did you try to search for it too? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it together. And if you enjoyed this and want more deep dives like this, more updates, more moments, more stories behind what's really happening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because with Jimin, you already know, the next moment, it's always bigger than the last. Guys, ARMY, if you're still here, then you already feel it too, right? That lingering curiosity, that question in the back of your mind. How does he keep doing this? Because the more we talk about it, the more unreal it sounds. A bracelet, just a bracelet, turning into a global sellout phenomenon overnight. And not just any bracelet, but something from Tiffany Co, a brand that already lives at the top of the luxury world. It doesn't need hype. It doesn't rely on trends. And yet, the moment Jimin wears it, everything changes. And here's the part that really gets me. It's not loud. It's not forced. There's no big campaign attached to it, no dramatic reveal, no look at me energy. It's quiet, subtle, almost like if you blink, you might miss it. But somehow, that's exactly what pulls people in even more. Because when something feels natural, when it feels like it wasn't designed to go viral, that's when it hits the hardest. That's when people trust it. That's when people connect to it. And ARMY, let's be real with each other for a second. How many times have you seen something Jimin wore and thought, why does that look different on him? Like genuinely different. Not just, oh it's nice, but why does it feel better when he wears it? That's not just styling. That's not just visuals. That's presence. That's identity. That's something internal showing up externally in a way that people can feel, even through a screen. Now let's go deeper. Because this is where things start getting really interesting. When fans rushed to buy the same bracelet, the same accessories, the same look, it wasn't just about copying style. It was about capturing a feeling. That calm confidence. That effortless elegance. That quiet power that Jimin carries. People weren't just buying jewelry. They were buying into a moment they didn't want to let go of. And moments like this, they don't happen randomly. There's a build-up behind them. Years of consistency. Years of authenticity. Years of showing the world who you are without trying to fit into what people expect. Jimin didn't just wake up one day with this level of influence. He built it, piece by piece, performance by performance, interaction by interaction. So when something like this happens, it might look sudden, but it's actually the result of everything that came before. But wait, here's another thought that might blow your mind a little bit. What if this isn't even about the products at all? What if the reason things sell out isn't because of what they are, but because of what they represent? Because when Jimin wears something, it doesn't stay just an object. It becomes part of a story that fans feel connected to. A story that feels personal, even if it's shared by millions. And that's powerful. That's incredibly powerful. Because in a world where everything is constantly being marketed, constantly being pushed, constantly being sold, Jimin doesn't need to sell anything. He just exists. And people respond. Naturally. Instinctively. Almost emotionally. And that kind of response, you can't fake it. You can't manufacture it. It either exists, or it doesn't. And clearly, with Jimin, it exists at a level that's hard to even measure. Now think about the ripple effect of this. One airport appearance leads to sold-out items. Sold-out items lead to increased brand visibility. Increased visibility leads to more demand. More demand leads to even bigger conversations. And suddenly, what started as a simple moment turns into a global topic. That's how influence expands. That's how it multiplies. And Jimin, whether intentionally or not, keeps triggering that chain reaction over and over again. And let's not ignore the timing either. The fact that this happened as he was leaving for the US, it adds another layer to the story. Because now it's not just about fashion. It's about anticipation. It's about what's coming next. Fans aren't just reacting to what they saw. They're getting excited about what they're about to see. The performances, the appearances, the moments that haven't even happened yet. This is like the calm before a bigger storm. And if this is the calm, then we're definitely not ready for what's next. And I know some of you are probably smiling right now because deep down, you already expected something like this to happen. Maybe not this fast, maybe not this intense, but you knew. Because when it comes to Jimin, there's always that sense of unpredictability. That feeling that anything can happen at any moment. And somehow, it always does. But here's something I want you to really think about. What does this say about the relationship between Jimin and his fans? Because this isn't just influence, it's trust. It's connection. It's a shared understanding that goes beyond words. When fans see him, they don't just see an idol. They see someone they've grown with, someone they've supported, someone they've connected with over time. So when he wears something, it carries meaning. It carries emotion. It carries history. And that's why it matters. That's why a bracelet can become more than just a bracelet. That's why an airport look can become a global conversation. That's why moments like this stay with us longer than we expect. And honestly, that's why we're still talking about it right now. Because it's not just about what happened. It's about what it represents. It's about the reminder that influence doesn't always have to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes, the quietest moments create the biggest impact. And Jimin, he's mastered that balance in a way that feels almost effortless, but we all know it's not accidental. So yeah, today wasn't just another day. It wasn't just another airport look. It was another chapter in something bigger. Something ongoing. Something that keeps evolving every time we think we've already seen it all. And if you're still watching at this point, I already know, you're feeling it too. That excitement. That curiosity. That sense that something bigger is building up right in front of us. So don't go anywhere. Because if this is how things start, I can't even imagine how far it's going to go. Now tell me, Army, do you think this Jimin effect is getting stronger over time? Or has it always been this powerful, and we're just noticing it more now? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts, so drop them in the comments. Let's talk, let's share, let's feel this moment together.